with Shabazz, and he is the narrator for the film Until the Well Runs Dry, and that is directed by Dr. R.I.S.E. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for meeting with us. It's such a pleasure to interview you for this.
Thank you for having me.
So how did you find this film? What drew you to this film to narrate?
Well, honestly, it was proposed by Sean. Dr. Yutzi knows that I am an actor, and he was he initially just asked me in general about acting talent to consider. And of course, I proposed at the time, honestly, myself and my then fiance, because both of us, that's pretty much part of the work that we do. Both of us, in addition to being actors, have a pretty strong connection to our people's history, particularly the stories of our ancestors here in the city of Richmond. And so we pretty much gave him samples of both of our voices, and he and whoever his team was ended up choosing me, which I was pretty surprised because most of the time that's something more than likely she would have won out on. So I think the takeaway or the thing to look for is developing a sense of empathy for the circumstances, of course, but even beyond that, I would say that I think that as we start to learn more about our history and we really start to learn more about the varied circumstances that we've undergone, it's imperative, in my opinion, for us to not only internalize that information, but then be very clear about how we analyze it and what we do with that information henceforth. How do we take that information and develop a clear path toward liberation as we take something like that in. To some, witnessing such circumstances can potentially be angering. For others, they may be saddened, if you will, by the circumstances, and all of these things are valid, but beyond that is our responsibility to be able to transform what we do with that energy, what we do with those ideas, so to speak, and to really turn them into plans of action that move our people out of the conditions that we're in, so that when we, in relationship to the Medical College of Virginia or any other medical institution for that matter, I think that it's always incumbent upon us to realize that at whatever turns are possible, there is always going to be a disrespect for our bodies to the point where if it meets their ends financially or if it meets their ends in terms of the growth of the institution, that action is always going to be taken over the respect for our humanity. And if we're not clear about that, we'll find ourselves being pulled up out of the grave soon enough again.
All right, well, thank you so much for sitting down with us. We really appreciate it, and we really look forward to watching the film.
All right, join us at Afro Congo Supreme Store at 3302 Williamsburg Road, April the 20th at 7 p.m. for the educational documentary series presentation of Until the Well Runs Dry, narrated by Shabazz.
Propane, what up? Rick Mason.